Thank you for watching Zen Studios. We hope you enjoy this next commercial break.
The
road, the promise of escape. But some destinations lead not to freedom, but to terror. The Twilight Zone.
Spock, you ever get the itch?
Galaxy's a canvas. Today, we paint it gold. No red alerts, just this.
An intrigue.
They came for peace, but found reflection. Each man's hatred fed by its twin. Inside every mind lies a cedar chest.
A world of silver grass and golden skies, Captain Kirk piloted his hover skimmer. Spock, he grinned, today is for adventure. But his friend Mr. Spock was watching the sky. A flock of dark ravens. Spock's tricorder glows beside him as Kirk declares, Spock, you ever get the itch? Galaxy's a canvas today, we paint it gold. No red alerts, just this.
An intriguing hypothesis, Captain. Spock replies, his gaze fixed on the sky. Though current readings suggest the canvas may harbor irregularities. Kirk glances up dismissive squint. Ravens bank away like shy louvers. Close up. One raven's eye locks frame glint of knowing. Bubble. Flicker in its pupil. Hazy Klingon snarl, gone in a blink. A V-flock of ravens circles above, their movements unnervingly coordinated. Avian life forms above coordinated beyond natural variance, as if observed.
In a clearing, the smoldering remains of a shuttle hull cast long shadows across the faces of Klingon warriors. Captain Kang, words out this rock's got more bite than a Gorn's handshake.
But stars are big enough for 2 flags. Truce? Kirk states. Kang paces with barely contained fury, a storm of rage brewing within him. Truce? You beam in like thieves. Kirk reeking of soft alliance.
Bubbles float eerily, each one a painful reminder of Klingon defeats and Federation arrogance.
Kirk emerges from the skimmer. His smile beams in what appears to be a gesture of peace.
Captain Kang. Words out this rock's got more bite than a Gorn's handshake, Kirk announces. His voice cutting through the tension. Kang's eyes blaze with contempt. Truce? You beamin' like thieves. Kirk reeking of soft alliances and stolen glory. He retorts.
One raven's eye seemed to glint with a strange, knowing light before the flock banked away. This world sings of blood right. Yours. Or mine. Shadows slither across Kang's face.
Captain Kang, the anomalies predate our arrival. Neural feedback loop, hatred as sustenance. These entities feed on division, resist, and, at the Klingon encampment, Spock intensely scans a shimmering bubble, his tricorder emitting a frenzied series of beeps.
Ravens circle ominously overhead, their haunting cores cutting through the tense atmosphere.
Captains, these projections, emotional resonances, externally amplified, the Ravians, they vector intent, suggesting mutual manipulation.
Kirk observes the unsettling scene, his expression a mask of wary concern. Manipulation? Or just bad luck drawing old scores? We've danced this before, Kang. No need for encores.
Kang stands resolute, his grip tightening on the handle of his batolith, a silent promise of violence hanging in the air.
Spock, his voice laced with scientific detachment, declares, Captains, these projections, emotional resonances, externally amplified. Look, your shuttle's toast, our skim's itching for orbit. But this...
Kirk's steady gaze versus Kang's twitch. Ego versus rage.
1969, one baby made a promise that and changed the game forever. The Baby Football Bowl 3, Believe the Guarantee.
In the silent encampment, a lone raven's ominous call pierces the stillness. Suddenly, a blinding shimmer engulfs the raven, its form dissolving in a burst of light and a screech that chills the air. "Captains," Spock said, his voice calm but urgent. "These bubbles are amplifying emotional resonances. The ravens, they seem to be focusing the intent. You are both being manipulated." Suddenly, the bubbles around them popped, releasing a shimmering mist. From the haze, a figure stepped forth before Kirk, a woman with eyes like forgotten stars, a ghost of a love he'd lost to a
plague. "Kang," she whispered, her voice a melody of sorrow. "Why did you leave me to die alone?" Kang reels eyes wide, Batleth whips out. He swings wild arc through her form. She laughs, reforms behind, claws tease his back. Guards freeze, phasers half up. Is it real?
Kirk cuts in. "Look, your shuttle's toast, our skim's itching for orbit. But this planet? It's whispering. Those birds. Seen 'em heard like that before?"
Birds? Omens of Stovokor, mocking the spineless. You hear whispers? Human? Good, let them remind you of the raid at Narendra. Your peace left my bloodline in dust.
Kirk turned back to the Klingon. "Did you hear that, Kang? It's not us. Something on this planet is feeding on our old scores." But Kang only sneered, his anger growing.
Kang, hallucinations entities playing puppeteer. You are not real.
They're restless again. The sky tastes of fear. Not fear, memory. Every scream ever loosed to the wind finds its way back to their wings. They do not attack. They echo. They remember. Balance. Then let them remember him. In the encampment, a chrome-laced figure, eerily resembling Lyra, approaches Kang with a synth-sultry voice.
Kang reels back, his eyes wide, with shock and disbelief at the sight of the vixen. He draws his bat'leth.
The bat'leth swings wildly as Kang attacks, but the vixen laughs, reforming unharmed behind him, her claws teasing his back. "My warrior, you swore glory in my arms," but Kirk's shadow stole it. Suddenly, the vixen, lunging with a spectral kick that clips Kang's shoulder. "James, always the hero, running from the mess you make. Remember me, the one you saved, then forgot. Fight."
Kirk stumbles through the encampment, phaser drawn, his eyes haunted by the specter of guilt. He recoils as a spectral figure materializes, her giggle echoing like a raven's caw.
Chaos peaks. Kang cleaves phantom. Lyra, she shatters in vapor, cyber. Feather drops etches Klingon curse in dirt. Kang plans Kirk's death, vowing to hang Kirk's head on a wall in his quarters.
3 more security officers join the battle against the Klingons, and Johnson is injured in the fight.
Charm cracks to raw doubt. End on feather in dirt.
A taunt from the depth. Spock, amidst the chaos, frantically works his tricorder, dodging the chaotic dance of a projection as she mocks both sides of the conflict.
Panting circle. Kang lowers bat'leth, eyes hollow, glaring Kirk, blame flicker. Guards mutter, phasers holstered uneasy, bubbles multiply, whispers louder. Kirk straightens tunic shaken, but stealing.
"Ghosts don't win wars, Kang. Whatever lured us here, it's got us both on the hook. Shuttle. Now, figure this before the sky falls."
Affirmative, Captain. Psionic projections tailored to latent resentments, Spock replies, his focus unwavering. The Ravians amplify, sever the emotional conduit. Spock deduces that the Klingons could not have caused the ravens to appear, as the instantaneous transmutation of matter that caused their creation is beyond the capabilities of Klingon technology.
Captain Kang, words out. This rock's got more bite than a Gorn's handshake. But stars are big enough for 2 flags. Truce. Kang. Truce. You beam in like thieves, Kirk, reeking of soft alliances.
Because sometimes, darling, self-care means starting fresh.
It works every timeline.
Inside every mind lies a cedar chest.
Ghosts don't win wars, Kang. Whatever lured us here, it's got us both on the hook. Shuttle. Now. Figure this, before the sky falls.
For now. But if your peace calls more shades, your blood honors mine. Above them, black ravens circle in a digitally rendered sky, their shadows dancing ominously on the shimmering walls.
A faint, distorted lullaby rises, played in reverse, adding to the chamber's unsettling atmosphere. Shuttle's our bunker till we crack this. Spock readings? If those ghosts were previews.
Kang's voice cuts through the silence, laced with mystic threat. The storm listens to her name. Speak it, and the sky answers. Fed it? Your Federation tricks birthed those shades. Lyra's face. Mock.
Kirk's expression hardens, his suspicion mounting. Whose name?
A spectral voice echoes through the chamber, filled with sorrow and accusation. You promised me flight and left me to fall. In the parley chamber, Lawiswis raises her hand, an ethereal gesture commanding attention. James, locked in with your enemies? Fitting. You always built walls higher than bridges. Remember Aegis the Fourth.
He lunges, hand phases through. She reforms, glasses glinting his doubt. Guards phaser. Up. But Free's mastermind drops. She's the flock's conductor. Raven's shadows halo her like a crown.
Warriors, lovers, lost to honor. The sky sees all your raids, your regrets. I am the weave, Lyra's whisper, Aegis's ash. Feed me your fire, or join the flock eternal. Dark cockpit, lanterns flickering, Kirk at comms, Spock scanning, Kang brooding. Ravens scratch hull cam feed, shows flock thickening, feathers clogging vents.
Captain's log. Stardate. Unknown. Trapped on this rock, controlled by an alien entity. Life support's failing. Klingons hold the edge. We're all pawns, seeking escape. If the ravens don't peck us 1 second.
Kang's voice cuts through the tumult, a chilling revelation. It was never a simulation, Captain.
Kang's voice cuts through the tumult, a chilling revelation. It was never a simulation, Captain. With Kirk's authorization, Sulu leaves to protect the life support circuits and auxiliary power in emergency manual control. Scott enters, irrationally desperate to fight the Klingons.
He attacks Mara and the Klingon officer, accompanying her as they pass by. After the officer falls to the deck unconscious, Kirk slaps Chekhov several times, but Spock reminds him that Chekhov was not himself. According to Spock, dilithium crystals will be totally depleted in less than 10 minutes. Scott and the science officer recommend using Mara to force Kang into agreeing to a truce.
It was the ravens. Lawiswis's eyes gleam with ancient knowledge. The parley was never peace, it was remembrance.
Under a crimson sky, embers glow in the twilight, casting long shadows across the desolate alien clearing, a stark testament to the psychic storm's aftermath. Kirk, Spock, and Kang stand apart, each encased in a faintly glowing hover bubble, the energy fields shimmering with distorted reflections of their weary faces.
Ravens perch silently on scattered wreckage, their dark eyes gleaming ominously in the fading light, a silent audience to the fragile peace. The air is thick with tension, suspicion hanging heavy as each figure remains isolated, their exhaustion palpable in the stillness. A single cyber feather pulses faintly red in the dirt, a haunting reminder of the battle's intensity and the uncertain future that awaits.
Go, rim, them, algorithm.